Lakshminatha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Lakshmyasaha Rishikeshaha Devya Karunya Rupaya Rakshaka Sarvasiddhante Vedante Picha Giyate. Namaskaram to all of you who have come here to participate in the puja today. I am here to talk about the significance of worshipping Lakshmi Narayana. It's imperative for all of us to know about Lakshmi Narayana on this auspicious day. In North India, we call this day as Shravana Purnima. It's also revered as the Yajur Upakarma Day all over South India. Students begin to learn our ancient Vedic scriptures on this day. Vedas have been passed on to us as a treasure by listening and re-listening. They are the best source of knowledge, source of true knowledge. Vedas are impersonal, they are blemishless, they are perfect. This day, when we all begin to learn the Vedas, we are of course blessed. Vedas talk about Lakshmi Narayana and prescribe to perform puja to him. Today, we will spend this hour to know the meaning of the word Lakshmi Narayana first of all, and to know the significance of Lord Lakshmi Narayana, and lastly, we will have to spend some time to know what is puja, when to perform puja, why to perform, and how to perform. I won't take much of your time. The word Lakshmi Narayana has an esoteric meaning. Lakshmi is a very popular word. This is the most popular epithet of Shri Mahalakshmi, Shri Devi. As we have had darshan, Shriman Narayana is always flanked by three consorts: Shri Devi, Bhu Devi and Nila Devi. To his right is Shri Devi, to his left are Bhu Devi and Nila Devi. He is in a seated posture in Shri Vaikuntha. He reclines in the ocean of milk. He is found in different postures all through this material world in deity form. Wherever he is, Mahalakshmi is inseparable from him. The etymological meaning of the word Lakshmi is Lakshyate Anaya iti Lakshmi. Lakshyate, all we, the citizens, the Jivatmas, are all the object of glances of Mahalakshmi. Her glances are glorious. It's revered as Kataksham, Lakshmi Kataksham. We are the beneficiaries of that Lakshmi Kataksham. We are the recipient of her glances. Anaya, by Lakshmi. Lakshyate, we are all glanced. Once you have Lakshmi Kataksham, then you are blessed with all the good fortunes in earth. To list some of them: Ratir Mati Saraswati, Dhriti Samuddhi Siddhi Shriyaha. Rati, love and affection. Mati, knowledge. Saraswati, oratorical skills. Dhriti, steadfastness. Samruddhi, being wealthy. Siddhi, accomplishing all that you desire. Shriyaha, being rich. These are the 7 fortunes which any common man would like to have. To those who have had the fortune of having Lakshmi Kataksham, these 7 are automatically available. One need not go in search of these 7 if he is a recipient of Lakshmi Kataksham. That Lakshmi is inseparable and seated in the holy chest of Sriman Narayana. There is a little mole on the chest of Sriman Narayana. That mole is the seat of Lakshmi. Sitting there, with one eye she glances at Narayana, and with another she glances all of us. She is a mediator between the jivas and Paramatma. Having said about Lakshmi, let's also know more about Narayana. Nara added with Ayana turns out to be Narayana. These 2 words conjugate. Naraha plus Ayana, Narayana. The word Naraha refers to all the Atmas and all the insentient beings. The insentient and the sentient, Achit and Chit, are all referred to by the word Naraha. Ayanam, the repository, the place where they all rest. A resting place is Ayanam. Naraha, all the Jivatmas. Ayanam, the place where they rest. All the Jivas, all the inanimate objects, they rest in Narayana. And that is how he is referred as Narayana. There is one peculiarity here. Ayana gets conjugated with Naraha. It becomes a new word, Narayana. But we don't write as Narayana. We write as Narayana. Na is different from Na. It should have been only Narayana. Ayana changes to be Ayana. Why does it happen? This is as per an axiom, Sutra of Panini. Panini is the master. He is the father of Sanskrit Vyakarana, Sanskrit grammar. He has written many sutras that they are collectively known as Ashtadhyayi. When we go through those sutras, they lay down the principles of Sanskrit grammar. They say, Purva Padat Samjnayam Agaha. Naraha. That word ends with Ra. Repa. In Sanskrit, Rakaram is known as Repa. Naraha. He says, if the first word ends with Ra and the second word has no Ga in it, then the rule is, once they conjugate, Na in the second word will change to Na. If that happens, it will refer only to one deity. It would not refer to another individual. Naraha plus Ayana stands as Narayana, which would mean it will refer only to Lakshmi Narayana, and we cannot interpret any other meaning, or we cannot refer to any other individual by this word Narayana. Let me tell you with an example. Indra, the name given to the god of 3 worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, are the first 3 worlds. They are all ruled by Indra. We know that Indra is a Deva, he is Devendra. But we can even call Narayana as Indra. The reason is, any word has 2 types of meanings. They take 2 forms. One form is Rudhi. Other form is Yaugika. I'll give you an example. Don't think that I am putting forth some difficult concepts here. It's quite simple. Once you know this, you will feel very, very happy. Any word for that matter can give you two meanings. Krishna. Take my name, for instance. Krishna is one who is dark in complexion. Or Krishi, Bhumi, Mother Earth. Nasya Nirvritti Vachakaha. One who gives pleasure, one who brings pleasure to Mother Earth is Krishna. You can call anyone by that name. Anyone who gives pleasure to earth can be called as Krishna. So I can name myself as Krishna, you can name yourself, he can name himself, and we can all claim to have given pleasure to Mother Earth. Whereas in reality, it was only Lord Krishna who achieved that. But still, we can also be called as Krishna. Anyone who is dark in complexion can be named as Krishna. So, if you take the etymological meaning of this word Krishna, it can refer to hundreds and hundreds of people. Whereas, the popular meaning for Krishna will not refer to anybody else. It will refer to only Lord Krishna, to Vasudeva Krishna. Similar is many, many names. Pankaja, born from a pond. Pankaja. Popularly, it refers to a lotus. But I can even say a mushroom or any other being that is born from a pond. I can name that also as Pankaja. The etymological meaning will give room for me to refer to anything that is born from a pond as Pankaja. Whereas popularly, no one will refer Pankaja to anything other than lotus. So, if you take a word, you can name that word for anybody else. That rule is not applicable here. The word Narayana stands as an exception. It refers only to Lakshmi Narayana. Naraha, Ayanam, Naranam, Ayanam, Yaha, Saha Narayanaha. One who is a resting place to all Naraha is Narayana. And primarily, he is a resting place to Lakshmi. And that's how he is referred to as Lakshmi Narayana. So whenever you listen to this word Narayana, please remember that it refers we all resting in him. We are all a part and parcel of him. We all rest in Narayana. Lakshmi also rests in Narayana. The moment you recognize this, will we err in our path? Will we commit any sin? When we are related to a glorious personality, we will be doubly cautious before committing anything wrong. If you feel, I am a pauper, I am a roadside dweller, you can do anything and go unnoticed. But if you realize that you are related to a great noble soul, then you are noticed. If you commit a mistake, then they will refer to your father and forefather too. My father was a religious scholar. If I talk something wrong, I misrepresent a fact from the Vedas. Someone who had listened to my father might be present here. You know what would they comment? They would not only comment on me, they would immediately drag my father into the picture and say that this person has brought disgrace to him as well as his father. What will my father do for me misrepresenting? So if you are related to someone great, you must be very, very careful. You realize that I am related to Narayana and Lakshmi, you will be very careful. Not necessarily be careful as a duty, but you will feel very, very careful. You will be careful out of love and affection to these great personalities. So Lakshmi Narayana is the one who protects this entire earth. Not only this, all the 14 worlds in an Andakataha. Not only the 14 worlds, but this entire universe. And this entire universe rests in him. Krishna in Gita says, Vishtabhyaham idam Krishnam ekamshena sthito jagat. Oh Arjuna, I bear this entire universe with a small portion in my body. My whole physical form is not required to hold this universe. A little portion of your form is enough to hold. So here is Lakshmi Narayana, who holds us, who saves us, who grants us whatever we want to. And that is mentioned in the shloka which I referred here. Lakshmiya saha Rishikeshaha Devya Karunya Rupaya Rakshakaha Sarvasiddhante Vedante Picha Giyate. All the Vedantas researched. They came to a unanimous conclusion. They all declared that it is Lakshmi Narayana who protects. Lakshmiya saha Rishikeshaha. Rishikesha, it's a great name. Rishika refers to your sensual organs. Isha, the controller of indriyas, controller of sensual organs, is called as Rishikesha. Does it mean Bhagavan is a controller of his sensual organs? Of course he is. It's obvious that he controls his organs. He doesn't stop there. He controls our sensual organs. If we have his darshan, then we lose our eyes to him. If we listen to about him, we lose our ears to him. We offer our eyes to him. We offer our ears to him. So he controls us, not only himself. He has controlled himself as well as he controls all our indriyas. Rishikesha, he does not protect alone. It is not Brahmachari Narayana who protects us, but it is Grihastha Narayana who protects us. Brahmachari, when you practice celibacy. Grihastha, a household person who is married, who is a samsari. Bhagavan Narayana is also a Grihastha. He is married to none other than Lakshmi. A clever man, if he has no way to earn a lot, if by himself he has got no glories, then he must be clever enough. If he is clever, then he will get married to a girl who is full of riches and who has got all wealth with her. You can easily claim to be that. It's not necessary that you have. If you get married to a girl who has all riches, then you also turn rich the same day. Similarly, Bhagavan has nothing to call for himself. He got married to Lakshmi. Everything belongs to her. Today he was called as Lakshmi Narayana. Then he possesses everything. As he possesses Lakshmi herself, now in turn he holds all this wealth. Lakshmi Natha, Lakshmi Nayaka is Shriyapati. This Shriyapati protects us. You flip through the pages of entire Ramayana, right from Balakanda through the last Yuddha Kanda, wherever you find, whenever you find Sita by the side of Rama, Rama pardons. He forgives. He will not kill or punish anyone. But if he is without Sita somewhere, then he is a punisher. He does not pardon. He is so cruel to his enemies. So it is better you choose the opportune moment when Sita is with him. Don't go to him when Sita is separated from Rama. If you go, then you are not blessed. You are punished. If you go when Sita is along with Rama, then you get blessed. That is why this shloka confirms that concept. Lakshmiya saha Rishikeshaha Devya Karunya Rupaya. Devi Lakshmi is an embodiment of Karuna, is an embodiment of compassion. Lakshmiya saha Rishikeshaha Devya Karunya Rupaya Rakshakaha. Hence, the couple protect us. Sarvasiddhante Vedante Picha Giyate. It is declared in all the Vedanta, in all the ancient scriptures, that together they protect us. That is why this Sampradayam is just not known as Vaishnava Sampradayam. It is revered as Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam. Bhagavan is not called as just Narayana. He is called as Shriman Narayana. In Tamil too, he is not Mal. He is Thirumal. If you call Mal, then that refers to a Brahmachari Narayana. If you call Thirumal, it refers to a Grihastha Narayana, Shriyapati. So we, around here, who have come gathered to perform puja to Lakshmi Narayana, let us know it is very, very important to offer our obeisances, to offer our prayers to Lakshmi Narayana to protect us. Along with her, he protects us. So now that they are together, let us offer ourselves to them, request them to protect us. Why puja? Why puja to Lakshmi Narayana? There is a very important note on this, in a very significant sloka, important sloka of Bhagavad Gita. I will quote one verse from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and then I will try to interpret that Upanishad along with the meaning of a shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Yajnavalkya was a great rishi. He wanted to he wanted to get into the forest and assume the ascetic position. He divided his wealth between his wives. He wanted to leave, go exile. Wives were to be satisfied. One was satisfied, the other was not. She questioned the rishi, you have given me wealth. Can I reach the same destination where you desire to go now? You are going to mukti. With your wealth, can I reach the same mukti? Rishi said, no. With that wealth you can lead a peaceful material life. You can't reach mukti. Then wife was not satisfied. I will not allow you to become a sannyasi. Now give me the way to reach the same destination where you want to. Then I will allow you to become a sannyasi. At that point, Rishi starts preaching to his own wife. He said, Atmavare drashtavyaha shrotavyaha mantavyaha nididhyasitavyaha. How to reach the Almighty, how to accomplish our ultimate objective. Atmavare shrotavyaha. First, listen to His great attributes and stories. Shravanam is the first step. To get near divinity, Shravanam is the first step. Atmavare shrotavyaha. Then, mantavyaha. Reflect on whatever you have listened to. Don't listen with the right ear and leave everything away with the left ear. You listen, it gets into your central processing unit. Whatever data you give inside, should it not be processed in the central unit? Your mind is the central unit. Get it processed there. Then it must be executed as proper decision making tools. We need to process them and get out the right benefits. Atmava are shrotavyaha. Listen. Mantavyaha. Reflect on whatever you have listened. Then mantavyaha nididhyasitavyaha. Don't just reflect. Reflections may have hindrances. They may have obstacles. Instead, remove all of them. Think about Him without any obstacle. Undisturbed, unconcerned about anything happening around you. Meditate on Him. So the first step was reflection. The second step was undisturbed meditation. Then the last is your accomplishment. Drashtavyaha. You have His darshan, you have His vision. So there are 4 steps specified by the Rishi. Atmava are shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha, drashtavyaha. First listen, then reflect, then meditate without any disturbance. Lastly, see Him. Have His darshan. This is the right form of meditation. This is the right prescription to attain salvation. But is that possible by all of us? Can we easily practice this? It's not possible. The moment you sit to start your meditation, your problem begins. It begins even to take a sitting posture. To sit in Padmasana is not easy for all today. If you are asked to squat on earth, many may not attend Upanyasa even. If you are allotted a chair, we are happy sitting in a chair. We have a lot of problems in our back, in our neck, in whatever parts of body possible. So sitting in Padmasana is difficult. In good olden days, say before 50 years, all the listeners were sitting, they were only squatting on earth. But today, not many, except for the Upanyasaka. 50 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி நாங்க கீழே தான் உட்கார்ந்தோம். 50 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் இப்பவும் நாங்க கீழே தான் உட்கார்ந்துருக்கோம். So the Upanyasaka never improves. He never progresses. It is only the listeners who progress. Am I right? The teacher remains as a 5th class teacher always. But the students, they all do their MS and PhD, they progress in life. Not necessarily. The teacher is also spiritually progressing. So if you want to do meditation, first know to sit in Padmasana posture. Once you sit, you start thinking about Him, reflect on His glorious form. Immediately, your doorbell rings. You will have to attend to the call. If at all, you switch off the bell, you switch off the power supply itself, then there is one other instrument which can never be switched off. Even during an Upanyasa, that would keep ringing. whether the Upanyasaka talks or not, your cell phone, mobile phone will ring. So getting rid of a mobile phone and continuing with meditation is next to impossibility, assuming you switch off that too. Although there is no one to ring your bell, there is no one to call you on your mobile, you have lot of members in the family. They may come and disturb you. Not only disturb, we may find very important topics to discuss only when you meditate. So we may get disturbed. Even if all these do not disturb, lastly, our mind would not listen to what we want to. Our mind goes here and there. It runs astray. This does not remain focused on Paramatma. So with all these difficulties, how much can you meditate? And how long can you meditate? There has to be a simpler form of meditation. Earlier days, meditation was on the great cosmic form of Brahman. Bhagavan has a big Virat Swarupam, cosmic form. All the 14 worlds form a part of his divine body. So we can meditate on that body. We can try to, but it is too difficult to comprehend that body itself. It is too difficult to imagine how Bhagavan's cosmic form will look like. Instead, he takes a simpler form. I am going to tell you the significance and the simplicity of a puja to deity form. We are in Hinduism. We are blessed to be Hindus. We all perform puja. We pray to the deity form of Bhagavan. Is it right or is it wrong? Will Bhagavan accept deity worship or will he deny it? Is it right that he has a form or is it totally wrong that he has a form? Is it an illusion that he has a form? Not at all. His forms are true. His forms are real. He has a form so that he is easily accessible to anyone's mind. Please note, if he has to be accessible, he must have a form. Without a form, many bhaktas would not come close to him at all. They will go away from him. So he takes a form not because he is finite in that form. When I say that you can pray to him in a form, I am not admitting that he is finite. He is limited to that form. He is infinite. He is unlimited. He knows no bounds. But still, he looks apparently he looks as though he is finite. He is not finite in terms of space, time and form. He is infinite. But still he looks apparently is finite. The reason is, unless he pretends to be finite, he cannot be an object of our meditation. If he needs to be our object, if my meditation should focus on him, then he must be finite. You know why? Very simple. My mind is finite. The power of my mind, the power capacity of my eyes are all limited. If I have limited instruments with me, can I comprehend an infinite object? With a limited instrument, I can only get to know. I can grasp only a limited object. If my instrument is infinite, then I can know an infinite object. Bhagavan is infinite. I have a finite, limited eye. And the Kannu Buddha, after 50, 60, those eyes are not very clear. Things become very hazy. After 70, I have to use a hearing aid to listen to. Yenda hearing aid pota Brahmata kekalam. Yenda kannadi pota Bhagavana pakalam. Whatever spectacles you wear, you can't see him. Na chakshusha pashyati kasyanainam. Na vacha vadati. So Bhagavan thought, let me now design. There is no point in me being inaccessible to these human beings. They have finite power. They have got limited resources. I am unlimited. I cannot suddenly make them unlimited. I cannot give a divya chakshus to them. I can't bless them with ears that can comprehend me. Instead, it's easier for me to descend. It is easier for me to change myself from an infinite form to a finite form. So Bhagavan dilutes himself. And dilution here does not mean compromising. Dilution here means that he descends. He yields. He yields just for his children. He wants his children to have his darshan, to know more about him. So he descends to a material form, to a physical deity form. You give panchaloha. You make a deity. The sculpture makes it with stone. or with marble, or with granite, with pure gold, whatever it is, made by a person, by a peasant, if he does it, then how will there be infinite capability in a vigraha which is finite? A vigraha is so small. Take the case of Salagrama. When I had been to a house today morning, a small girl, a little girl, she might be about 4 or 5 years old. She asked me, why perform puja to Salagrama? Is this Bhagavan? I don't believe this is Bhagavan. Why are you performing puja to Salagrama? I know my father bought this from Muktinath. Then can my father buy God? He cannot, but he bought Salagrama. I know where he bought Salagrama at Kathmandu. He paid about 1,000 rupees. He got this Salagrama. If I pay you 1,000, will you give me God? If you equate God to this Salagrama, then God is worth only rupees 1,000. As I got Salagrama, he must be God. That was a good question. But the answer is, Bhagavan has prescribed many forms of puja. It is very difficult to make known something that is totally unknown to us. If you have to progressively go towards the unknown, progressively move towards the infinite, then you will have to step by step go through finite. Unless you go through finite objects, you cannot comprehend infinite things. So Bhagavan thought it wise. He said, he blessed Salagrama Shila. In those days, Ghantaki Nadi. Have you heard of Ghantaki Nadi? She flows in Nepal and she is the bed of all Salagrama Shila. Ghantaki Nadi was in a woman form. She performed penance towards Lord Sriman Narayana, and finally when Narayana appeared before her, she pleaded, you must live at least for 10 months in my womb. That is, I should conceive you in my womb. This was her request. When you have darshan of Narayana, if you plead to him that you must be born as my son, or you must take birth as my daughter, she did so. Bhagavan thought, how can I suddenly get birth in her womb? So he cleverly, Bhagavan said, let me take the form of Salagrama and let Salagrama be found in the river bed of Ghantaki. Bhagavan changed the woman Ghantaki to be a river, and he took the form of Salagrama. He blessed all Salagrama stones that I would reside in them, and they would reside in the bed of Ghantaki. Residing in the bed of Ghantaki was construed to by as a Garbha to Ghantaki. Ghantaki wanted Bhagavan to be in her Garbha. Bhagavan blessed the same. Even today, we can collect Salagrama stones in the river bed of Ghantaki Nadi. We cannot. Of course, the locals can. Namma kai vacha freeze aidu. Analadha namma thodakudadu. If you request the local people in Nepal, they will collect and give us one. There is a customary practice. When you receive Salagrama from someone, you can't receive for money or rice or anything. You can't receive them free too. You need to give a small bit of gold. You have to offer in reciprocation a bit of gold and receive Salagrama. So this small form is Bhagavan himself. One hand he is so infinite. In the other side, he is so finite in a small stone form. He is the one who has both the forms. He is in the form with cosmic energy. He is the same with a small Salagrama form. Why both? Do they not contradict with each other? They do not. The one who is infinite, to make himself accessible to us, takes the form of a finite deity. Once he is in a finite form, we find it easier to perform puja. We find it very easy to think about him. Go to Venkateshwara. Register his form in your mind. Get back to this city. You can sit alone at home and meditate on him.